Asra, please continue about this case, this tragedy in Loudoun County.
Yeah, I mean, it is such a tragedy because we all trust the school systems. And we know, Canada knows, Canada has done some very important work, right, about failures it has had in history on and not protecting children. And that is the same type of vigilance that we need to have today. Like, we cannot decide that, a certain type of activism is okay. Like, we don't want any politics in the schools. And what happened is that in the interest of political correctness here in Loudoun County, the school system transferred this young sexual predator from one high school to another high school.
What a mess.
And there he found a new victim, and
Oh.
he sexually assaulted her also.
They're liable for that. That's terrible. I'm disgusted to hear this. Obviously, I'm getting very emotional here, but how can you? These are children.
Yeah, and we have held all institutions accountable, right, on these points. We have made important progress in society, and school systems cannot be exempt. No matter what type of activism they claim to be doing, the protection of our young innocent babes is the most important priority for any school system.
And again, the government response, and you could share with us maybe which branches of government or what offices said, but they branded these parents who showed up to the Loudoun County School Board meeting and were demanding answers, including arresting the father of the rape victim, calling them domestic terrorists. How is that even possible?
Yes. So this father, Scott Smith, would have simply been a footnote in a letter from the National Association of School Boards to the President of the United States, if you can believe this. They sent a letter to President Joe Biden saying that parents had become domestic terrorists. And this poor dad was Exhibit A. And he would have gone down in history as Exhibit A, except his brave daughter, his brave teen daughter, went into court and testified against the predator who had assaulted her. And what is so triumphant about this is that she did not allow shame to silence her. And I believe that we, as the mama bears and papa bears, like, we have to get inspiration from our kids in that same way.
Yes.
And be unapologetic in our defense of their right to exist and learn in safety and in innocence and in beauty.
Yes, we must protect that innocence. So, I mean, again, we could talk about this for hours. We only have a couple minutes left. So what was your impact in the election, the governor's election in Virginia? It was shocking, the result.
Yeah. As you can imagine then, those parents, our parents who were told that we needed to check our privileges, you know what we did? We stood up, we fought, we spoke up, school board meeting after school board meeting, and we never allowed ourselves to get shamed. And trust me, coming from an Asian family, I know a little bit something about shame. And I know, though, that you have to be unapologetic when you're fighting for your values.
Right.
And so that's what we did. And we voted. That was the most important thing. And when we voted, we then threw out this government administration that had allowed critical race theory into our schools. It was the Attorney General, in fact, in Loudoun County that went along with this ridiculous activity that allowed this predator to continue out in the school system. And so what we changed the governance in Richmond, our state capital, and Governor-elect Glenn Youngkin has now stated clearly that he's going to support merit education. He's going to get critical race theory out of the schools, and he is going to find out what happened in Loudoun County on the case of this young girl.
Wow. So, knowing we have in Canada, and like I come from the province of Ontario, in our province, we have critical race theory in schools. We have gender ideology. We have a lot of radical ideology being taught in schools. What, in the 30 seconds we have left, what words and advice do you give to parents here in Canada?
I say always be educated. Don't let them fool you. Don't let them gaslight you. They use tricky words like anti-racism and cultural responsive teaching, social emotional learning in order to be Trojan horses for the ideas that come out of this book. Ultimately, understand your values. If you believe firmly and deeply that nobody should be judged by these traits into which we were born, then stand up for that principle, because these children have to be empowered. This is the idea that we got in society today, and we cannot shame any child. Dunce caps are a thing of the past. And so please overcome any fears that you have. Express yourself in whichever way you feel safe, but no matter what, stand up and speak up for our cubs.